I'm shocked. I'm lost for words almost. I'm kind of in disbelief. That was a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Chelsea versus Bournemouth game. And we lost the game 3-0. We lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth have a ground that holds 11,000 people. That is less than my bloody local team in the second Austrian division. Are we having a fucking laugh? But before I get into this and before I slate Chelsea and speak about the whole game, fair play to Bournemouth. They played a very good game. They deserved their win. And even if I hate on them at some points, they thoroughly deserved that. But getting into it and starting off with the lineup, it was a 3-4-3. You know, pretty much what you'd expect, to be honest. Thibaut Courtois in goal, Azpilicueta, Christensen and Gary Cahill as the three centre-backs. Zappacosta actually started instead of Victor Moses as the right wing-back, with Alonso starting as the left wing-back, N'Golo Kante and Bakayoko as the two central midfielders, with Ross Barkley on the left and Pedro starting on the right and Hazard starting as the striker, even though the front three were obviously interchanging a lot. To be honest, we had a lively start to the game, but Bournemouth did also look threatening on the break early on. While no team managed to create anything properly dangerous, in the first 15 minutes the game was still quite intense and some good football from both sides in the midfield area. But after that, Bournemouth actually looked the better side, playing some good passing football while we were struggling to get the ball forward without kicking it long. But still no real trouble for either of the keepers. Christensen then went down with a hamstring injury and had to be replaced by Rudiger in the 27th minute. Cahill moving to the central centre-back spot with Rudiger on the left of the back three. Chelsea got close to scoring for the first time in the 30th minute when Cahill connected with a Pedro corner, but his header went fractions over the bar. And that's when we started to look a little bit more dangerous and took some control of the game and started to play some more positive attacking football and created some half chances and almost moments, if you will, but nothing that properly threatened Asmir Begovic. Then another chance for Chelsea before the end of the first half, this time for Alonso, who arrived at the far post to get on the end of a Zappacosta cross, but the Spaniard didn't connect with the ball properly and put it wide of the far post, and that was then basically half time. Obviously at 0-0 it was average, mediocre. It was just, you know, it was just nothing really in the first half. Only one or two promising and properly dangerous moments, if you will, but not even those were properly dangerous. But kind of what I expected without a striker and without Willian, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like I said, if Batshuayi left, I was, you know, kind of thinking about a draw. Obviously, even that didn't happen. Coming into the second half, and the first thing that really happened was Bournemouth making it 1-0 through Callum Wilson in the 51st minute. Wilson took the ball off Bakayoko midfield himself, played a 1-2 with Jordan Ibe, was through on goal and edged it past Courtois, was storming out of his goal. And you know, you could kind of see what was gonna happen after that, really. After that, in the 54th, Fabregas came on for Barkley, and he actually did slot into that left-hand side of the front three, but as he is, says Fabregas, he was bound to drop deep and centrally a lot as well, and actually most of the time until a certain point. We were trying to get something going, but we just weren't good enough to do so. Couldn't pass away forward, missing a player that can actually hold the ball and wait for players to move up as well. Same thing like Arsenal. Bournemouth forced us out wide, we kept crossing the ball. We don't have a striker, what are you crossing the ball for? Then in the 64th minute, Bournemouth made it 2-0 through Junior Stanislas. Azpilicueta completely fell asleep and didn't follow Stanislas. Didn't follow his run at all. Courtois looked very slow as well. When the attacker was running into the box from the left-hand side, Courtois barely moved off his line at all. And Stanislas just got closer and closer to him and poked the ball basically under Courtois into the net. Basically, the only good thing of the night, in the 65th minute, Hudson-Odoi, the 17-year-old, came on for Zappacosta. I think we changed to a 4-4-2 or 4-2-4 with that. Although Alonso did play a very attacking left-back, but I'm not quite sure where Fabregas was in this, because it was like Hazard and Pedro were kind of the strikers, but Fabregas wasn't on the wing, but he wasn't in midfield either. Maybe it was a 4-3-3 kind of thing, but then we didn't really have a left winger. It was all a bit over the place, really. And then to make things worse, in the 67th minute, 3-0 through former Chelsea player Nathan Ake. Corner for Bournemouth, it got flicked on past the goal actually, but Bournemouth picked it up before it went out of play. They cut it back, an attacker, I didn't see who it was, had a shot. The shot took a deflection off Pedro. Ake got a slight touch to the deflected shot and put it in from close range. Just a few things happened after that. Alonso put a shot from outside the box just inches wide, but we were incapable of creating anything from closer range really. After that we were denied a clear as hell penalty in my opinion when a Pedro header clearly hit Nathan Ake's outstretched arm. Yes, it was very, very close distance, but his arm was outstretched like that. Like, you know, it was like that. You can't run around with your arm stretched out like that in the box and not concede a penalty if the ball hits your arm. No matter how close it was. If your arm is like that, it is a penalty. Yes, it was 3-0, and it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, but wrong decisions like that just piss me off. Like, you know, it just pisses me off. It wouldn't have mattered, of course. Of course we would have lost. Probably just 3-1. But it's, or maybe we would have missed anyway. But it is a penalty nonetheless. But after that, neither team did anything, except for one decent effort by young Hudson-Odoi, which ended up being easy work for Begovic, and one volleyed effort by Hazard late on. We couldn't do more, and Bournemouth just didn't have to do more, and that was then full-time with 3-0. Yes, maybe 3-0 wasn't the fairest reflection of the game, but make no mistake, Bournemouth definitely deserved to win, and we most definitely deserved to lose. We showed no fight, none at all. Not when it was 0-0, not when it was 1-0, and not when it was 2 or 3-0 either. We couldn't create anything, we kept crossing the ball, we were outplayed by Bournemouth in midfield. Our so-called best player, Eden Hazard, although not playing his natural position and played as a striker, I understand that, saw a lot of the ball, and I know he can't do it all by himself, but like I said, he saw a lot of the ball. But he had no intensity, he just ran around with the ball. He didn't actually do anything with it. He was offside about 10 times. And yes, you might say, why are you criticising Hazard? He was, if anything, the best player. But he was maybe the best attacking player from an 11 that was completely and utterly, disgracefully awful. You know? And he's meant to be the best player. He's meant to cost 200, 300 million pounds or whatever. How is he worth that? Like, seriously, when is he ever showing that? You know, there are people that are getting on his back a lot and, you know, already saying what are people saying is world class, and he isn't showing that. And maybe that is down to the manager. Of course, maybe under a different manager, under Pep Guardiola or whatever, Eden Hazard would thrive and would be one of the best players in the world. Possibly. But under Conte and at the moment at Chelsea, he's not showing that. When was the last time? Please tell me down in the comments if you remember. When was the last time Eden Hazard took a game by the scruff of the neck and won us a game when the rest of the team weren't playing well? When was the last time that happened? Has it ever happened? You know, that's what I'm asking myself. That's what Diego Costa did. Diego Costa just popped up with a goal. Yes, he's a different kind of player, but he just popped up with a goal. And Hazard never does that. And Costa fought, and they all, you know, Costa made the team fight as well. And we're missing that. We don't even have a proper leader. Cahill is sat there on the pitch. Yes, he was, you know, at fault for some of the goals, but he was played out of position as well, if you will, playing central centre-back. Azpilicueta was at fault as well, who everyone keeps saying how he's so incredible. I'm not saying Azpilicueta isn't incredible, but he also makes mistakes. He's meant to be the second leader. Everyone says, no, make Azpilicueta the captain if it's not Cahill. They're both not leaders. It's as simple as that. They're both not. If anything, the most leader-like player we have, I think, is David Luiz, but he's mistake-prone as well. You know, we don't have leaders. We don't even have someone like Diego that keeps pushing the team even when he's not a real leader because he doesn't even bloody speak the language. But it's just bloody frustrating. And to be honest, the most frustrating thing, and I feel sorry for Hudson-Odoi who had to come on in that game. It's a disgrace. He's 17 years old, playing for Chelsea Football Club, and he has to come on. And it's 2-0, and 2 minutes later it's 3-0. Jesus Christ. Bakayoko, for example, he actually played a decent first half and was already preparing myself for saying, I think he's kind of starting to find himself at Chelsea after I've been criticising him for months. And then he gives the ball away like that and we concede the first goal and then he's just completely invisible and just not anywhere when he's a defensive midfielder. When we concede 2 goals, yes, one of them was a corner, but even still, you know, he's a tall player, he could still do something for a corner. Like, of course, we were missing a striker. We didn't have a single striker. We didn't have Willian. We had Barkley, who hasn't played a competitive game, who hasn't started a competitive game since May. You know, starting the game, obviously that wasn't going to be the best solution either. Yes, he could have started with someone like Hudson-Odoi, but we loaned out Charlie Musonda, we loaned out Michy Batshuayi. Morata's injured. We don't have a great squad as it is. You know, we all know that. Although some people try to deny it. We don't have a great squad. That's what it is. I mean, it's kind of what you get when you don't spend money. When you sign players like Barkley, Olivier Giroud, Zappacosta, Emerson, who, you know, they all could turn out into better players than what I'm stating for them now. But, you know, if you sign players like Mahrez, Alexis Sanchez, you know, sign proper good players. Yes, I think United lost 2-0 at Spurs or even more. And Sanchez is playing that, but, you know, there is no ambition. And I feel like that also puts a dent on the players as well, because when you sit there on the day and you say, oh, Batshuayi's gone, oh, we have Giroud, oh, he can't play today. Well, they looked like they kind of knew this wasn't going to go well today. And, you know, I expected it not to go well. I was kind of expecting a draw without Batshuayi. 3-0 is a bloody disgrace. I'm a bit all over the place. I do have notes, but at the end I was just running away with it and just splashing out thoughts and disappointment and devastation, really. Leave me all of your thoughts on that game down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to check out my social media with this last 1507 on both Instagram and Twitter. I massively appreciate it if you could follow me there. Don't forget to subscribe to 100% Chelsea as well. We'd massively appreciate it if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching. Upwards and onwards, it always is, no matter what. Up to Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.